Are you curious to know what it's like to live in a Las Vegas high-rise? When I first moved to Las Vegas, everybody was like, Nashira, what casino are you gonna live in? And I thought it was the funniest thing. And it wasn't until I learned about high-rises long ago that I realized that, hey, you can actually live on the Strip and be in close proximity to entertainment, to lifestyle, and to all the things Vegas. Let's chat about the pros of living in a high rise, and then we're gonna follow it up with some cons. Depending on where your high rise of choice is located, you could either be in the heart of the Strip or you can be slightly off the Strip, like in Regency Tower that's located 2 miles east of the Las Vegas Boulevard. The first one is gonna be amenities. So it's gonna have everything in this one building to really make you feel like you don't really have to leave anywhere, from fitness centers that have pools, spas, hot tubs, and business centers for you to conduct business at, additional conference halls, or maybe they even have a movie screening room and extra storage units on each floor. It really just depends on the tower that you are looking at, but they are gonna have a ton of additional facilities for you to enjoy. Another pro is gonna be security. So a lot of these towers are gonna have guard gates, you're gonna need fob access, and it makes you feel really secure, especially if you're living solo or perhaps your spouse or your partner travels a lot for work. You're gonna know that you're gonna see the similar security guards that are standing at the entrances. Another pro that I briefly just touched on is if you maybe travel a lot for work and you want a space to come back to, but don't want to really carry the maintenance cost that it comes with lawns and sprinkler systems and different things like that. Being in a high-rise tower takes away all of that responsibility. So this pro is my favorite, and that is the views that you can have. So again, it depends on the location of it, but say Regency Tower has one side of the tower that faces the Strip, and when that glows up at night, it is absolutely beautiful. And on the other side, there's just mountains all the way around the valley, so you really can't go wrong with that sunrise or that sunset view. And this last pro is a big favorite of mine. So the walkability score will go up, which if you've been in Nevada or even traveled to Nevada, you will quickly understand that outside of the Las Vegas Boulevard, we're not really a place that is easily accessible by foot. So everybody drives cars around or takes Ubers or taxi cabs. And it, depending on where the tower is located, if it's in the heart of the Strip, like at the Veer Tower, then you're kind of right in the middle of everything. So you could walk to the right, to the left, there's dining, there's entertainment, there's shopping, there's a plethora of things. So if you're moving here, especially solo, that's gonna make it very easy to kind of go out and mix and mingle with the people around you. Now that we've got you all excited about the great things about living in a high-rise tower, let's go ahead and share with you some of the news about the bad side or the cons part of living in a high-rise. The first one, which is usually the first one that comes to everybody's mind, is going to be your HOA dues. Given that it's going to cover a lot of the amenities, which is good, on the flip side, it's going to monitor things like noise level, what you can and can't do in your unit, whether you could rent it as a short-term rental or a long-term rental, and things like whether or not you can smoke on your balcony or how many pets you can have and the breed restrictions or maybe size restrictions of them according to their weight. And the big thing that goes along with that we've seen time and time again is if the HOA isn't properly managed, it could really damage the value of each tenant's unit, as well as making it very difficult to exchange hands when it comes time to sell, especially with litigations that maybe come to the surface. As a tenant, you might want to second guess whether you want to go ahead and sue the HOA. You just want to make sure that it's a solid reason, because what you don't know is you're probably going to drive your values down a little bit, because it's going to make it a little bit more challenging to sell in the future. Another con could be storage space. So given that you're restricted to the square footage of your unit, if you have additional quads, bikes, this, that, or the other, there might not be the space to store them, or maybe you work with your hands and you have a ton of tools that maybe require them to be in a garage. That might also be a bit of a damper. And that brings me into my next con, which is the elevator. So given that you're going to be hauling your stuff up and down this elevator when you first move in, but then also think about groceries, whether you're carrying heavy things like packs of water or tools, a tool chest that, you're trying to move up and down maybe from a truck. It might not be as convenient as just, opening up a garage door and rolling stuff into it. And another con is if there's a water shutoff that's in the building, it could really put a damper on your day, especially if you didn't see the notice and you're right, or maybe you forgot and you're right in the middle of taking a shower, you just got the soap lathered up in your hair and then boom, your water goes off. That could also be annoying to a lot of people, so you just want to make sure that you keep track of certain things like that when they're doing construction on the whole building. And last on my cons list is remodeling challenges. So of course there are certain things that you can and cannot do to the unit that you own, but also keep in mind that in order for a contractor or a handyman or any type of vendor that needs to do work on your place needs to be high-rise certified. So they will only allow those vendors, or maybe even they have a list of vendors that are approved by the high-rise to come in and do work on your unit, which means that if you're used to, say, that uncle that always came over and fixed stuff, that might not be the case if you ever decide to move into a high-rise. Let me know what you think about this pros and cons list. And if you would like to know more, check out these listings that we currently have on the market in the Regency Tower. They are both high-rise units. And if you'd like to be added to our monthly newsletter, go ahead and sign up for that. There's a link in the comment section below in the pinned comment that I have down there. There's also a link in the description as well. My name is NashiraGamino, your Las Vegas Realtor. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.